Today I'm going to take you through one of my favorite ways to work some back body expansion, child's pose. But it's going to be a little different than the child's pose that you maybe have done before. We're going to use some props to really help us out and have a little bit slight change of intentions with it. So what ends up happening is a lot of us end up being in a bit more of kind of this tipped forward or anterior pelvic tilt posture, and then we might even have some rib flare posture and kind of everything's thrusted forward. What that's going to do is that's going to really compress the backside of our body and our spine, between our shoulder blades, everything back there, and then overly open up the front side of us. What that'll do is that'll put stress on our diastasis and put stress down through your pelvic floor because you won't have good distribution of weight down through your pelvic floor. And then we're only able to access kind of half of our rib cage and lungs for our breath. So what we're going to do is you're going to take us into a complete opposite direction to help compress the front and lengthen the back, and then use that inhale to stretch us from the inside out, and then the exhale to kind of take up that slack and go a little bit further. What we're looking for is for an equal distribution of curve throughout this movement. So I'll talk you through it right now. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to get into your child's pose position, and you're going to have a rolled up towel, foam roller, pillow, something that you can get pretty tight and kind of turn into a burrito. With a foam roller, it ends up being nice in some ways because you get that good compression, but it can be too aggressive in that movement a lot of times. So you can also use a bar ball or a courageous ball because it has some squish, but then it has that nice round doming to it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to put it at the top where your ribs come together. So my ribs come together here, and it's going to be right there with it. So not on my abs, but up there. And so what that's going to do is it's going to push my ribs back, shifting back. I'm not looking for a crunch down, but more of this shift back, kind of thinking about taking them straight back in towards my spine. So I'm keeping that there, feet together, knees together. I'm going to find the backs of my hips here on my heels. I'm going to slowly round down. This is key. So as we go down, I'm rounding through here and finding that length through my back here, which a lot of time is very tight on people. As I compress down, palms up, elbows right in front of your knees, tuck chin, and then bringing you back down. So in this position, I have a nice long lengthening through my spine. What'll happen is you might start to realize how stuck you really are back there. So as you go to round down, you might try to keep this round, and then this feels like it's forever away. Or as you round down, your butt kind of comes up with you, versus thinking as if someone's hand was kind of holding you back here as you then slowly go down into it. By slowly going down, you're going to give that tissue a chance to kind of lengthen and move from the place that we want to go from, versus that butt lifting up or being in this kind of over hump here where, yes, I really rounded through here, but not much has changed in my back here. So if you're finding that's the case, then what you can do is you can take a pillow or two and put that between your butt and your heels to kind of make that a little bit easier, and then go and round down slowly, mindfully, really thinking about keeping that pressure there, and then come here. You might also benefit from having something underneath the top half here. Again, meeting your body where it's at, and so it's not so hard to accomplish it, and working there, and then as you work on that, you'll be able to further expand upon it. So now we're going to go through the breath here. So this is here, we're rounding down, keeping that grounding, palms up, elbows right in front of those knees, tuck that chin, and then bringing it on down. So I'm feeling a nice lengthening in my back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to inhale through my nose. As I go to inhale, I'm going to feel this space. Inhale up towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to exhale. A nice exhale, like a deflating mattress, kind of compressing myself down onto the rolled up towel here. So I'm here. I'm going to inhale into that space, visualizing that ribcage expanding up towards the sky. Exhale. A nice complete exhale all the way out, so you can't possibly exhale at all, any more air. Keep that compression in the front. Inhale again. And then exhale. All that air out, taking up that slack a little bit more. So ways that this can go wrong, or that you're not getting the most that you can out of it, is when you go to inhale, you might think, whoa, look how much my back is moving. And really that's you just inhaling from the front and pushing you back versus keeping yourself tacked down there. You can also have it where your butt lifts up on that inhale. So really thinking about that tack down here and feeling that slow growth and expansion up towards the ceiling, rooting down through your sit bones on that inhale. And then as you exhale, everything's slowly going down as if someone's kind of gently standing over you and pressing you down on top of the roller here, or rolled up yoga mat. The other thing that can happen too, if you find that you get a Charlie horse or cramps in those upper abs, is when you go to exhale, you might have that tendency to crunch down. So that's you trying to use your upper abs, your external obliques here, your rectus, versus really finding that knitting around and together in that gentle hug back, using your deep core and your intercostals to reposition that rib cage with it. So I encourage you to try to give that a try. 5 breaths in a row, stand up, give a little shake out, and then try it again. When you go into it, if you really tighten that back area, it might feel a little bit like breathing into a brick wall at first. So again, set yourself up with props as you can. You can roll your back on a ball beforehand to kind of loosen things up a little bit. And then just keep trying to encourage that breath and growth to happen. And usually when people are really stiff, that third, fourth, fifth breath, things start to open up as you keep having those good intentions. We don't want to force anything. We just want to convince our body to do this. And I think afterwards, you're going to feel like you can really breathe well and use that area of your ribs and lungs that you've been missing this whole time.